You have one chance, one sentence to grab your readers. If your first sentence doesn't captivate them, they might not make it to the second. That opening line is more than just words on a page. It's your handshake, your elevator pitch, and your first impression all rolled into one. So what makes a first sentence irresistible? In this episode of Story Lab, we're breaking down 5 brilliant opening lines to uncover what makes them work and discover how you can apply these lessons to your own writing. Make sure you stick around, because at the end of the video, I'll share a practical exercise to craft a killer first sentences that hook your readers.
No bad writing.
Hi, I'm Hayley Milliman, and welcome to Story Lab. I'm an author, writing teacher, and editor with over 15 years of experience helping writers craft stories that captivate readers. But even after years of writing, first sentences still terrify me. There's so much pressure to get them right, and I'll admit, I've spent hours, sometimes even days, rewriting and tweaking just one opening line. I'll try something bold and then second guess myself. I'll go for something quieter, then worry it's too dull. It is a cycle that can feel paralyzing. And yet, I've learned that this struggle is part of the process. The good news is that every time I've broken through that fear, I found that the first sentence doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to invite readers into my world. If you have ever stared at a blank page, agonizing over how to get started into your story, you are in good company. We're in this together. That's why today we're breaking down some of the most unforgettable first lines in literature to uncover what makes them so effective and how we can craft our own. It was a bright, cold day in April, and the clocks were striking 13. This first line describes a seemingly ordinary day, bright, cold, and set in April, but it introduces an anomaly: clocks striking 13. This unexpected detail tells readers that this is not the world they know. It hints at a reality where even time, a universal constant, has been altered. The reader immediately senses something is wrong. Why are the clocks striking 13? What kind of world allows or forces such a thing? The line invites readers to uncover the nature of this altered reality and sets a tone of unease and control. Analysis. Orwell hooks readers by blending the familiar with the unfamiliar. The mundane description of the day contrasts sharply with the unsettling detail of the clocks, signaling a dystopian world where even basic truths are warped. What we can learn. Great first sentences create intrigue by suggesting that something is not quite as it seems. Introduce a small but striking detail that compels readers to ask questions and keep reading for answers. I've been locked up for 264 days. In this opening line, the narrator reveals that she's been imprisoned, setting up a story of isolation and confinement. The specific number, 264 days, grounds the reader in the character's reality, emphasizing the length and monotony of her imprisonment. This line raises immediate questions. Why is she locked up? Who is keeping her there, and for what reason? The precise detail suggests the narrator is counting every day, hinting at both her suffering and her resilience. Analysis. The author draws readers in by connecting them to the character's emotional state. The line is personal, raw, and vivid, creating a sense of urgency and a desire to learn more about her circumstances. What we can learn. Start your story with a moment that invites readers to connect emotionally with your character. Whether it's isolation, joy, fear, or something else, that immediate bond can make readers care about what happens next. The man in black fled across the desert, and the gunslinger followed. This line drops readers into a relentless pursuit across a stark, desolate landscape. The imagery of the desert evokes heat, exhaustion, and danger, setting the stage for a gripping opening. The author wastes no time in establishing stakes and suspense. The brevity of the sentence mirrors the relentless, pared-down nature of the chase, leaving readers eager to dive deeper into the conflict. Analysis. The sparse yet vivid description makes the setting feel immediate and tangible. Readers can almost see the dust and feel the oppressive heat as they imagine the chase. What we can learn. Use sensory details to immerse readers in your story from the very first sentence. A strong sense of place or action can make readers feel like they're right there with your characters. We were all at the table, with Grandma at the head when she finally boiled over. In this opening line, the author sets the stage for a dramatic moment of family conflict. The image of Grandma at the head suggests tradition and authority, while finally boiled over conveys long-standing tension coming to a head. The line invites readers into an emotionally charged scene, making them curious about what triggered this outburst and what it means for the characters involved. This line raises immediate questions. What led to Grandma's eruption? How does this moment reflect the relationships and power dynamics within the family? The subtle detail of finally hints at years of buried emotion now spilling out, promising a story rich with personal and interpersonal conflict. Analysis. The author's voice shines in this opening with its mix of vivid imagery and emotional undercurrent. The conversational yet pointed tone draws readers in, giving them a taste of the narrative style they can expect. What we can learn. Your first sentence is a chance to let your voice shine. Use it to reveal something about your perspective and storytelling style, whether it's through a sharp observation, a vivid image, or a tone that feels distinctively yours. They shoot the white girl first. This blunt, shocking opening line drops readers into an act of violence without any context. The starkness of the statement demands attention, and the choice to identify the victim solely by race raises profound questions about identity, power, and the dynamics at play in the story. This line raises immediate questions. Who is the white girl? Why is she targeted first? And what does this act signify within the larger narrative? The lack of elaboration forces readers to confront the weight of the statement, setting the tone for a story that will challenge assumptions and delve deeply into systemic issues. Analysis. Morrison uses this line to set a thematic and tonal foundation for the novel. Its brevity and impact reflect her mastery of language, while the choice of detail signals the story's focus on complex societal and racial tensions. What we can learn. Use your first sentence to establish your story's tone and themes. A bold, thematic opening can immediately signal the depth and seriousness of your narrative while compelling readers to continue. Now that we've analyzed some incredible opening lines, let's create a simple framework you can use to craft your own. A great first sentence doesn't need to check every single box, but it should accomplish at least one of these. 1. Create intrigue. Add an unexpected detail or unanswered question that pulls readers in. 2. Develop immediate emotional connection. Show a personal or vulnerable moment that makes readers care about your character. 3. Evoke the senses. Use vivid imagery or sensory details to ground readers in the scene. 4. Share your unique voice. Reveal your style, whether it's witty, conversational, or stark. 5. Hint at tone and theme. Signal the story's central conflict or emotional weight. Keep this list handy as a guide to brainstorm and refine your opening lines. Let's take a basic, uninspiring first sentence and use our framework to elevate it in a variety of ways. Boring line. It was a rainy morning. 1. Create intrigue. The rain was the first sign something was wrong. This adds an unexpected element, suggesting the rain isn't just weather, but a signal of conflict. 2. Develop immediate emotional connection. I watched the rain hit the window, wondering if he'd ever come back. This line brings the focus to a personal, emotional moment tied to the weather. 3. Evoke the senses. The rain lashed down against the pavement, drumming so loud it drowned out my thoughts. Now the rain feels alive, creating an atmosphere that readers can vividly imagine. 4. Share your unique voice. Rain always made me want to start over, or maybe just run. This line introduces a reflective, intimate voice that hints at the narrator's personality. 5. Hint at tone and theme. The rain didn't stop. Not that day, not the next, and not for the rest of the summer. This line signals a larger foreboding theme, suggesting the rain is a metaphor for something deeper. As you can see, even the simplest opening can be transformed into something memorable with the right tweaks. A great first sentence does more than grab attention. It sets the stage for your entire story. Whether you create intrigue, build emotional connection, or hint at your story's tone and theme, your opening line is your chance to make your readers feel something. Now it is your turn. Take a stab at crafting a killer first sentence using one of the techniques we discussed. And if you'd like, share that line in the comments. I would love to see what you come up with. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe to Storylab for more writing tips and inspiration. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.